Fad diets, the good, the bad, and the really ugly. Today, we're going to learn all about the paleo or caveman diet. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm registered dietitian Libby Parker, and I'm here to debunk popular fad diets. Today's video is all about the paleo diet. Also called the Paleolithic diet, caveman diet, Stone Age diet, neanderthin, or primal blueprint diet. I'm sure there's other names for it as well. First, what is a paleo diet? Well, the paleo diet, originating in the 1970s and really picking up steam in the last 10 years or so, is a modern commercial diet with many variations by different authors, but they all break down to the same ideas and reasoning. The authors of this diet claim that this way of eating is similar to the way our ancestors ate before the agricultural revolution. It's based on a hunter-gatherer lifestyle and focuses mainly on lean meats, eggs, certain fruits and vegetables, oil, some nuts and seeds, and not much else. The diet claims that agricultural diets make us fat and sick, and that early humans didn't have these problems because they ate a meat-based diet that did not include grains, legumes, and dairy. So what's good about this diet? Well, this diet cuts out all processed food and things like soda that we don't really need. And most of the recipes you can find are made of fresh, whole ingredients and look really delicious. Eating these meals on occasion will do absolutely no harm to you and are definitely better choices than a McDonald's hamburger meal. So if it's so healthy, why is there a problem? First off, the diet is not how our ancestors actually ate. Anthropologist Christina Warinner states that the modern paleo diet has no basis in archaeological reality and that humans have no biological adaptations to eating meat. By the way, watch her TED Talk. I've linked it in the description. Very informative. Humans have a longer digestive tract than carnivores because there's more time needed to digest plants. Our teeth have flat surfaces ideal for chewing plants, not the sharp canines that are ideal for tearing at meat. Ancestors would have had mostly small game meat when they could get it. To be clear, I'm not a vegetarian, just in case you were wondering. We also have evidence of stone tools for grinding grains and seeds over 30,000 years ago. That's 20,000 years before agricultural farming happened. Additionally, Dr. Warinner states that they've studied dental plaque of Neanderthal skeletons and found fossil evidence of grains and legumes in the teeth of skeletons. The foods that are touted in the paleo diet plans are all very domesticated species that would have occurred only after selective breeding by farmers. Dr. Warinner states that we have domesticated so many plants to taste better. Many plants prior to farming were bitter, indigestibly waxy, and in fact many types of lettuce had latex that we bred out, and we bred foods to remove toxic substances such as solanine and cyanide to grow bigger into our modern-day produce sizes. Foods in the paleo diet plan would not have appeared on the menu thousands of years ago. Back then, the flesh of fruits would have been very thin. Eggs would have been hard to find, small, and not available year-round. Okay, so what's really ugly about this diet? When we eat too little of one food group, we tend to overdo it in other areas. And this diet is very high in animal protein, which can provide far more protein and saturated fat than is healthy for our bodies. Too much saturated fat can lead to artery blockages and heart attacks, and too much protein can lead to kidney issues like kidney stones and renal failure. Not what we want. The lack of carbohydrates is concerning. Carbohydrates, especially fibrous fruits, vegetables, and grains, provide the body with many health benefits that were vital to the evolution of humans, especially in brain development. Dr. Karen Hardy, a researcher with the Catalan Institution for Research and Advanced Studies at the Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona, states that we believe that while meat is important, brain growth is less likely to have happened without energy obtained from carbohydrates. Dr. Hardy and a team looked at archaeological, anthropological, genetic, physiological, and anatomical data to find that carbohydrate consumption, particularly in the form of starch, was critical for the rapid growth of the human brain over the last million years. They also state that we evolved along with the invention of fire and cooking in terms of how we digest starch and fiber by the number and variations of salivary amylase genes. Another researcher on a study, Kate Brown, a PhD candidate at the University College London, follows up with, while other primates have only 2 copies of the salivary amylase gene, modern humans have an average of around 6. This leads to more salivary amylase and more efficient starch digestion. This is particularly interesting because cooking makes starches easier to digest, often by some considerable margin, and the combined benefits, especially for fueling our increasingly glucose-hungry brains, are difficult to ignore. Les Copeland of the University of Sydney states that we believe that dietary carbohydrates, along with meat, were essential for the evolution of modern big-brain humans. The evidence suggests that Paleolithic humans would have not evolved on today's so-called paleo diet. After cooking became widespread, starch digestion advanced and became a source of preferred dietary glucose that permitted the acceleration in brain size. So across all of the research that I did, anthropological researchers stated that ancestors would have had a diet rich in starches, especially coming from tubers, seeds, nuts, and some fruit. Furthermore, this diet promotes the labeling of foods as good and bad, and may aid in the development of more serious issues like eating disorders. So what's the verdict for following the paleo diet? Well, using many of the recipes from this diet likely won't cause any harm, and in fact may be incredibly healthy. Following all the dietary restrictions strictly will lead to nutrient deficiencies and potentially cause physical and mental health problems. A balanced diet does not restrict food groups, which this diet clearly does. The good versus bad or healthy versus unhealthy food labeling encourages disordered eating behaviors. And additionally, this diet wouldn't work well for vegetarians, which make up most of the world. In conclusion, there's not a one-size-fits-all diet. As Christina Warinner states, diversity is key, and the paleo diet does not have the diversity of nutrients that we need to thrive. If you liked this video, please click the subscribe button to catch the latest videos on diet debunking and eating disorder recovery. Check the links in the description below for an accompanying blog post about the paleo diet, references from this video, and to sign up for my weekly nutrition education newsletter. If there's a particular diet that you want to see me cover, let me know. Comment below this video or send me an email.